So I'm here showing you the files that once you download from the Layer website, you're gonna find a file named animation underscore API v6 underscore SQL query.sql. So you're gonna, when you open this file, it's a text file, you can see that it has all the SQL queries. You can either just like copy all of them and paste it directly in the SQL block, or you can like copy one at a time. As you can see, like once you copy that thing, like you can just paste it directly here, and all the code is written here, and you can just hit go, this one. Or else, like if you aren't, like if you want to do it manually, like each table at a time, like trying to learn stuff, you can then just, you need to go into the table, that's MOBPOIS. Here you can find an option here, create table on database. Click on it, or else you can choose this one, create table. When you hit it, you get like this. Here you need to write your table name. Example, like if you want to create POIT, okay, POITS, I created a table. Here you need to write like the first column, that's like let's write ID. We need an ID anyways. So this one you need to write like varchar 255. Let's say the length is 255. Then you can choose the attributes. These are all not that important. If you want it to be null, then you can just go ahead and click here, or else you can just like open the index. Make it, if ID, I would like to make my ID as a primary key. So I'm gonna go into index and make it primary. I want my ID to auto increment, so I'm gonna take this one. If you want to write any comments, you can just write ahead. I want another column name, example footnotes. It's same varchar with like say 150. And you can either save the database, or if you have like another 6 columns to be created, you can just write like here, you can write 5 in this place and hit go. As you hit go, you can see that you've got all these rows that you need to just like fill it in, and once you're done, just hit save. Since I don't want to create it, I'm not creating it anyways. So you can do that to create your own table and keep on doing it, trying to learn stuff if you want to do it, or you can just write down the basic SQL code and you're good to go. Like after like creating the tables, like if you want to create an augment, before, the most important thing is you need to know is that the layer table is connected to your API. So when a request is sent, it first comes to the layer 1. As I open the table, you can see here that the layer 1 has 1 second. But the most important thing is actually the POI table. The POI table consists of an ID, footnote, title, latitude and longitude, image URL, description, BIW style, alternate. These 3 tables are like the most important ones. As you can see, it has the icon ID. This icon ID 1, as you can click, opens the icon ID here and shows that this icon is being shown in the augment. Like I just clicked and I'm into this icon table. So indirectly the POI table, like you can say, just interconnects all the tables and make sure that the data is put in the exact and right place. The icon table, you've got as you can see, you've got the object ID, you've got the transform ID, and this ID is the most important one. It's the GOI underscore I1. If you like add another augment, it auto increments and you get GO2. So this thing is the main important thing. Like, you can connect your API to this and it goes around, like goes to that location and opens that animation itself. And if you like don't enter it properly, you do not get the augment. Here you've got the image URL from the icon one, the object. And now let's go to the layer table. Sorry, let's go to the object table right now. The object table has like 2 rows right now. The first one is the generic one. It's a 2D one. It has an ID 1. It has the image that is 2-dimensional. It has a size of 100. And if you want to make your animation 3D, it has to be in the format of .l3d. As you can see, this one, model vnd.layer.l3d. This object actually creates a 3D effect, like the 3D object. This is your object table. Now, next thing you need to do, like you can check out the POI action form. This has like the most number of pages, entries yet. As you can see, this is like when the POI is, when the server receives the POI, this is what is sent back. Like you can see, POI ID is GO_1. You've got the label, you've got the URI, then you've got the ID. This is the main IDs. The content type that is like sent back. The method is get. These are the methods that are using this one. As you can see, the parameters used like are latitude, longitude, altitude, language, country code, local country code, version, and the list goes on. Next, transform. Transform table is like for transformation, where you can just like rotate it like in X direction, Y direction, Z direction. So you can basically call it as animation. Like you can rotate it, translate it, scale it accordingly, like this. But the most important thing is this transformation is done once. Like one ID does it once. Like it just transforms and stops. So it's not like a continuous one. This one thing does it once. So you need to like properly do it. This is rotate X. It rotates in X direction. Rotate Y to the Y coordinate, like Z is the depth one. So these have all the details here, and this like transform ID is connected directly in your POI table. As you've seen, like POI table, you have a transform ID, and according to that ID the transformation is done. Here you also have an animation ID table. Here it is a little similar to the transform table, but all the values are like done here. Here you have like here the POI ID is usually the ID that is there in the POI table, that is GO_1. Right now it has vision 1 because we are not using animation. The one which I created didn't use animation, so it is not, I didn't register here. But usually the POI ID should match with the POI ID here. That is generally GO_layer. GO_1, 2, 3. You have to do that accordingly. The event, it's like on focus, on click, on create. like different events trigger different things here. Like, see, as you can see, on focus it scales, on click it rotates, on click it like translates, like different things. You can just read on and you can like basically understand this. Next, the icon table. This icon table, you can just like this is like the icon in the app. Like when you just use the app, this is the first thing that like you can see. This is like the URL. You need to you can just put it from the any of the servers like a Google image or anything. You just need to post the URL. An important thing is you need to have the HTTP thing. Like it should start with an HTTP, or else it won't be shown. It should be in the proper format. And the ID is as usual important, and it is incremented automatically. This is type 1. It doesn't matter actually. It's generally type 1. The next thing, we've seen the layer 1, where you have the refresh intervals, refresh distance, full refresh. If you wanted to show some message, you can just like write it here. You've got the ID that is linked directly to your POI. And this is the thing that is connected to your PHP code, layer 1. Next thing is layer action. Here you have the layer ID, main one. And the most important thing here is that, one second, yes, the most important thing, you can like double click it. You can even write this down, that in the POI